Just when you thought it was all gonna start again. Don't panic, I'm here. We're live, we're back, we're live streams. Can you believe it? We're still working on a dodgy clock, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. We've still got the earlier showtime of 9 p.m. in the UK for the main Kev Baker show. I hope you can all make it for then. 12 of you here just now. I didn't think there'd be anyone here. Bad boy me last week. No live streams, so oh boy. But we'll make up for it this week. We'll try and make up for it. Today we'll be taking a look at something ancient, something woo, some news, some chilling, some tea. And for those of you who are partaking, lots of PPP. If you've got 'em, smoke 'em, as our old friend Shannon used to say. Where is Just a Guy? We need Just a Guy back. So we've got Tiffany in the chat room. Polly's kicking back in there. John, Bernice, Polly. I think I said Polly. I'm not sure though. St. Marionette, Tiffany. And first today was actually Malaya, if I remember correctly. And then we had, I think it was ZX, I think. But we've got Thor. He's top of the list that I can see right now. So if I missed anyone, apologies. The Wookiee, good to see you. Cinny Monk, good to see you as well. Yes, indeed. So like I say, we're going to be looking at something ancient today. And it ties in with what we're going to be talking about on the show with one of our favourite guests. He's back today, ladies and gentlemen. Back by always popular demand for this guest. Here he is here. Ben Emlyn Jones. Yes, indeedy. So he's going to be on the show today with me. Looking forward to that. I hope you're looking forward to it too. We're going to be talking about, and this is very loosely, folks, right? I put these topics down. And the reason I put the Antarctic mystery is because we were talking about Antarctica recently with Brad Olson. And then I found out today that Ben has actually gone viral. In a way, he narrated a video that has got, I think it's 1.3 million views, all about Antarctica, all about the mysteries. So congratulations to Ben on that one. And like I say, we'll be taking a talk, well, I'll be asking Ben about the most intriguing parts of Antarctica from his point of view. Because I think we all come to love and respect what Ben's opinion is. Doesn't mean we always agree with it, folks. You know my motto. I provide, you decide. But it's going to be interesting to get into that. But he's also got a story about ancient technology. And that's going to kick us off where we're going today. I'm going to bring up the device that Ben's going to be talking at length on. But I found another couple of interesting artifacts as well. One really blew me away. I had no idea, okay? No idea that this existed. You're going to see that soon. I've also got stories about volcanoes. Yeah, the earth changes, rumbling on. We've obviously still got the floods that people are dealing with down in Australia. And I'm sure there's other places in the world as well that I've not mentioned that are going through their own stuff. So we'll take a little look at that. We have got some really weird news as well in Australia to go along with the floods. A little bit of woo. I've seen somebody saying that they need a break from reality. And that's really what the pre-show is for people coming to view it, you out there. It's a little kind of safe space away from anything too triggery. You can kick back, you can relax for an hour or so. And me, I can get in the mood, not that I need to, but I can get in the mood and warm up for Ben coming on TFR Live later on as well. And don't forget, we're on TalkStream Live. Look for the TFR button. And we're also on Paranormal Radio app. So I'm sure there's other people coming in right now. I'm going to share the link over. There's Bet Iring. Good to see you. Jackie. Bruce. Ben. Anyone else I can see? Just Jackie. I'm not sure if I got that one. Bernice Sauce. John. I think I'm up to date. Ben. Yep. I think so. Nothing as it seems. Benny Emlyn Jones. I like that. I like it. So let me just drop the link for this stream over in the little chat room in Messenger, in case anyone's hanging around at a loose end. Live now. Let me check the Discord. And if you want into the Discord, we'll post some links as we go along. Ah, the Wookiee's done it. Way ahead of me, man. Way ahead of me. So, let me just get this here. And Anne's on night shift again tonight. Before we get going anywhere, get this. There may be extra KBS today. And it's not even my own show. I don't know if any of you have caught when myself and Charlie Robinson are talking about the Union of the Unwanted. It's where a bunch of YouTubers get together and they kind of, well, they talk about getting around censorship and they talk about a whole host of topics. You got Charlie Robinson there, a whole host of other people. And this week they're going to be talking about cryptids. Yeah, it's going to be full woo on the Union of the Unwanted. Now, that'll be right after the Kev Baker show. I'll try and get a link for it in a moment. I'll try. I should be there, 99% sure. The only problem is I'm up really early in the morning for a hospital appointment. So that's the only kind of stumbling block. I may just hang around for an hour with the guys and girls over there, have some woo. But you know what? I'm smiling here because I'm going to become the monster guy again. Ain't I? I'm going on a show with multiple YouTubers and they're talking about cryptids. I think it's inevitable what I'm going to get asked about, isn't it? Damn, dude. Ah, the monster guy. Yep. Indeed. So, yeah, just, we'll kick that out. Gone. Zero tolerance to idiots in the chat room. Why? Because it's my chat room. It's like my house, right? So if I want to kick somebody out, get kicked out. So yes, nothing triggery in here today, folks. We're going into the good woo. So let me see now. Let me see what we're gonna bring up first here. Let me make sure I've got it all right here. So yes, we're gonna bring up this thing here. Now, like I say, I'm gonna be joined by Ben Emlyn Jones, and he's gonna be doing an in-depth breakdown on some new news concerning the Antikythera mechanism. Now, you may have noticed it was in the news again recently, the Antikythera mechanism, and Ben's going to be talking at length about that tonight. But for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's this thing right here. Now, if we come over and get the brief description of this, because I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, because Ben's going to be covering it, and we have looked at this on the show before, okay? But Ben's got new news about it. They think they've solved the puzzle. They think they know what it was all about. Remember, this is an ancient device. From that very primitive time, we're told, right? When devices like this, it shouldn't be around. So what is it? Well, it says here that the Antikythera mechanism is an ancient Greek hand-powered orrery, described as the oldest example of an analog computer, used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses decades in advance. It could also be used to track the 4-year cycle of the athletic games, which was similar to the Olympiad, the cycle of the ancient Olympic Games. So the artifact was among wreckage retrieved from a shipwreck off the Greek coast of Antikythera in 1901. Hence the name, the Antikythera device. Must have taken them ages to come up with that one, right? On the 17th of May 1902, it was identified as containing a gear by archaeologist Valerios Staios, or Status. I'm not very good with the Greek pronunciations, my apologies. The device, housed in the remains of a 34 centimetre by 18 centimetre by 9 centimetre, 9, 18, 1 plus 8, 9, 3 plus 4, 7. Geometric gymnastics. What does it mean, folks? What does it mean? Was found as one lump, later separated into 3 main fragments, which are now divided into 82 separate fragments after conservation efforts. So I don't want to get too deep into this one, right? Because, like I say, we're going to be talking about it on the show with Ben today. Ben's got new stuff on it. He's into his ancient artifacts. And I was saying to him on Facebook earlier on today, I says, well, this could be an interesting kind of segment if we just kind of bring up some ancient technology, ancient mysteries, that kind of thing that we often get into on the show. And when I was actually going around today, just having a browse across the internet, I found something really, really, really crazy. Now, I'm just going to make sure I'm going to bring it up in the right order here. Okay. Now, you may have seen something in the thumbnail that looked a bit weird. Kind of not. It's kind of like a little, I don't know, a little thing about that size and bits coming off it. And well, I was blown away, right? Blown away when I found this over on Twitter today. Check this out. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is possibly the earliest version of what we now know as the Swiss Army knife. Only the Swiss Army knife, it would appear, was nothing new. Because this here comes from Roman times. You got your little spoon there, your fork. And you got something there for, well, picking things out of something, poking holes in something. You've got another contraption there. There's a whole host of things this thing can be doing, right? Whole host of things. And here's the tweet here, and it comes from the Classic Compendium. It says, crack open a cold one for our artifact of the day. This Roman Swiss Army knife. Dating to the 3rd century CE, this amazing multi-tool features a knife, a fork, and even a toothpick. There you go. I did say picking things out, folks. So, made of silver, it likely belonged to a wealthy traveller. Give me 2 seconds, right? Aye. Real people, real streaming. So, here's what I was going to show you. Look, I've got kind of a modern day version of one of these in this here. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Might be able to see that there. It's got the knife on it. I think this one's a saw, actually. Let's see if we can get this out. There we go. You got your saw. Got a file over here. Well, that's 2 saws, 2 different saws. You got a knife, a file. You've got a whole host of things, right? Multi-tool. And in the army, these things, like, you had to have one of these things. It was like the must-have piece of kit, right? And as soon as you got out of basic training, because you weren't allowed to use them there, everyone would go and try and get themselves a Leatherman's. And we would think we were the dog's dangleberries, right? Absolutely cracking. Look at us, all the Gucci kit. Never in my wildest imaginations did I think that armies back in Roman times might have been using exactly the same thing. Nothing new under the sun. Crazy, right? So this actually comes from the Fitz Museum, which is in the UK. Cambridge Uni. They're doing podcasts by the looks of it because they're not open right now. But yeah, I'd never seen that before. My multi-tool only has 1 saw. Polly, I tell you, that's it. You're knackered if you end up in a morning duel with a man with the 2 saws. I'm telling you. There's a good joke by Billy Connolly about the Swiss Army knife. I can't remember. I wish I could play some of the big man on here, but we would get struck. You know, we would get struck. So yeah, there's that there. So I was thinking we could just click this and we'll see some more of the artifacts of the day. We'll take a little look at them. But I've got another one as well that we haven't really spoken about on the show too much before that we're going to take a look at. It's ancient, but we'll get there in a moment. We're going to live dive, ladies and gents. We're going to live dive it. Yes, but only after I get a brief cup of tea. Need a little drink of my tea, folks. Then we're going to go right down into the ancient rabbit hole. Oh, Jules is on the treadmill. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Oh, that's the army, right? Dang. Never leaves you. Jules, quit slacking. We can see you. Get your knees up. Come on. I need more music. So see, now we've got a bit of positive vibes going, bit of energy, bit of a laugh, nice bit of woo going. Let's now send some of that positive vibes down under to Luna and her family and all her friends and everyone that's affected by these pesky floods. Now, the last I could make out over on the disco, Luna is safe and sound, and Uncle Donny was keeping us up to date as well. So big shout out to everyone down there. And now that we're all frequency up a bit, chilled out, no triggers, we're in our little safe space, and send our positive vibes. Call it prayers, call it frequency, I don't care. Just keep some positive thoughts on the go, folks. It helps more than we think. I truly, truly believe that. Marty! Yes, indeed. My fellow live stream addict. I would imagine, Marty, if we ever spoke to each other, we would be able to have a conversation for about 5 weeks, because we watch all the same stuff and we would know all what we're talking about. It's crazy, right? Or maybe we would have nothing to talk about. What's that all about? Sneaking on in there is Rick Anderson, and Rick Anderson, what is happening? What is happening? Have you seen the rumour, Rick? Have you seen the rumour? They're threatening to get rid of the Royal Marines. Rick, come on, man. You can't let it happen. Can't let it happen, dude. You'd be able to fit the British Army into that 1 by 1 by 1 centimetre cube soon. No, you would, honestly. Okay, I'm going to find another tune because I need another quick drink of tea, folks, and we'll be right at it. Don't you worry. I'll get us more music. Only so often you can take that noise. Sounds like a dentist drill or something, doesn't it? Oh, come on, Kev, open up the music, man. I don't even know what's going on here, folks. It could be anything, right? It's potluck. I'll do. Right, Alan, you must have done something wrong, dude, because your name isn't in green over here either. Now, if anyone wants to join the Kev Baker Show channel, and I encourage you to do so, even though I flicked to the wrong screen. Look! Ah! I'm in the wrong place. There we are. I'm back. Oh, you see how quickly I can, just jettison here, there, everywhere. But Alan was asking yesterday if he was a member. And I said, well, we're not on the main channel. And that was Freaky Friday, actually. So now we're over here on the streaming channel. And I don't see you in green, dude. I don't see you in green. So, that means no bueno when it comes to the old members, man. You must have clicked the wrong button, dude. If you want to become a member of the Kev Baker Show, it's dead easy. I'm going to take you right there now, folks. Give me a moment. He says as he tries to open things up and looks like he knows what he's doing. There we have it. There we have it. So what you do is, right, and look at this. YouTube must have heard me. They must have heard me, because look, they've got a big board up here saying memberships. Memberships get access to exclusive perks when you purchase a membership to this channel. And you go on there And it gives you a really cool video, and you get all different options to choose from $1.99 to ridiculous 99. But that's so that people can choose how they support the channel. And remember, folks, I am here Monday to Saturday, some weeks, and it costs nothing. I ask for nothing in return. Some of you are very, very gracious indeed with your super chats, and I can't thank you enough for that. And that's absolutely awesome. But the memberships, you get your Sunday member stream. Sometimes it's good. We had Jimmy over there yesterday, and I'm going to be getting other people to come and hang out with me on the member stream as well. But remember, folks, it's totally free. It's YouTube. Okay, I'm always going to be making stuff here for everyone, so don't panic about that. It's just for if people want to support me further, okay? So, with that said, I hate that part. Ugh, makes you feel crappy doing that part. But we're going to get back into it in just a moment. Did you notice that, Marty? Did you like the quick transition? I just pressed another hieroglyph on my Stargate and away we went. Look, I can even zoom us into a city. Look, ready? 3, 2, 1, boom. I think if you look closely in one of those windows, somebody's having some happy fun time and they've left their bloody curtains open. Can you believe it? Naughty, naughty. There we go. So we're on the artifact of the day. I've had a quick scroll down, folks, and the one you're going to see next, I have no idea. I just looked at the picture and I thought, no, I'm out. I don't know. So then, this comes from Twitter. Hashtag artifact of the day. It's where I found this absolute brilliant example of early engineering. Yes, a Roman army knife. A Roman wealthy person knife. It's a multi-tool, folks. Yep. Nothing new under the sun. And I bet you there's something similar kicking about in Sumeria. And you go back further to Göbekli Tepe, and they probably had something even better back then. It was probably like a more technological type device. Some kind of scanner thing. Gotta get the noise right, okay? So, you ready? Next one. Boom. Now look at these bad boys. Look at these bad boys. Now, I know that we talk about giants with 6 toes. What on earth was wearing these? What on earth was wearing these, ladies and gentlemen? Now, before you get awfully rude in the mind, this one here, it's not what it looks like it could be for a man that's highly talented, shall we say. I don't know. What on earth? You see, folks, we've been talking about the elongated skulls. We've been talking about tiny people. We've been talking about everything, but never have I came across anyone on the show who has talked to me about the ancient Egyptians that had 2 elongated feet and big pointy toes. Polly. Dude, don't steal my thunder, man. Don't steal my thunder, because right here, I think we have the original camel toe. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, in ancient times, I think camels used to wear socks. And we thought people nowadays were all woke and hip and hipster and dressing their dogs and dressing their cats because it's new, right? It's trendy. Nothing new under the sun. There was Egyptians dressing camels with socks. That's where the term came from. I rest my case. I feel quite passionately about this as well. I didn't realise I was so passionate about the camel toe. But it says, despite being a fashion faux pas, and indeed it is, ladies, indeed it is, these Roman sandal socks are our artifact of the day. Dating to the 4th century CE Egypt, they feature a divided toe to be worn with sandals made with a technique called nail binding. Okay, look, it was one thing trying to convince me they bound heads to get pointy skulls, but I ain't buying that they were binding feet to get things like that. That's just wrong. Just wrong. I know that should never have been a term, Connie. Hashtag camel toe passion. Oof, I don't even want to put that into a search box. A, the results would be terrifying. B, what list would I end up on? What would the algorithm think of me? Good Lord. Next up. Boom, let's see if we can guess what it is. Well, I'm going to say it's some kind of seat. This couch and footstool, it's boring. That's boring. Oh, what have we got here? So, the 3rd century, or this 3rd century Roman gaming board is our artifact of the day. This is awesome. They do this every day. This is going to be a new cornerstone of one of the segments of the Kev Baker show. Bound with counters, die shakers, and Court Bridge, England, enjoyed by civilians and soldiers. Many of the counters are made from broken pot, glass, and bone. There you go. That looks like a pretty dope game, man. It looks like one of those, like the Chinese game of Go. You see, nothing new under the sun. And how do we know? They say that AlphaGo, that one that Google's got, it's like the world's very best player ever of the Chinese game Go. How do we know some Roman guy wasn't playing Go way better than that? We don't. And then you could go to Atlantis and Göbekli Tepe, and I bet you they had an AI that could play Go as well. See? Shysters. Anyway, next up. This is more like it, so can we guess what this is? Holy shimoly. What was going on with feet back in ancient times? So this is socks worn by Norwegian log drivers to get a better foothold. I bet you they are absolutely stinking. Like stinking, aren't they? I don't know, that looks like something you should be beating with a shoe. Does it not? And is it just me that's a bit suspicious about this long ginger hair? Where did the long ginger hair come from? For the soul? I don't know. It would definitely warm. What is it with feet? Have I just got particularly wee feet? And hey, listen, you know what they say about the size of a man's feet, right? Right? Well, if you're below a size 6 in the UK, it's cheaper shoes. Oh, you weren't thinking something. You lot are bad, man. All right, this looks like an ancient. I can see on the side it's not what I think it is. But look, they were wrestling back in the 6th century. Vince McMahon isn't doing anything new. Look, that was like the original heavyweight wrestling belt. I'm telling you. But in reality, it's a Phoenician gold bracelet found in the 6th century tomb at Tharos on the island of Sardinia. It features a complex lotus flower design produced using tiny globules of gold to create a textured effect. There you go. Very interesting. Okay, this is a bit weird. It's like a drinking from a pig. Oh, it's a dog. It looks like a cross between a dog and a pig. All right, now I'm thinking to myself, I've got really weird looking pigs in my life, right? It says here, this Greek rhython or drinking vessel is our artifact of the day. I think that should be on a t-shirt. Hashtag artifact of the day. And we can just have random things underneath it. Like traffic cones. Hey, boom, boom.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I was talking about an inanimate object. What's your problem? What's that all about? Getting triggered over traffic cones?
How dare you?
Exactly. First time I've ever agreed with Greta. First time ever. Anyway, dating to the 4th century BCE. This bewildered Laconian hound. That sounds like some kind of character from the Game of Thrones, doesn't it? A bewildered Laconian hound was taking on Jon Snow beyond the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, and the Queen of Dragons came in on her pig. Well, she'd be the Queen of Pigs if that was the case. But made in the city of Apulia by the Darius painter. and may have been reserved for symposiums or banquets. Yes, the hair of the dog. Literally, Donny. Damn, Donny. He comes on Freaky Friday. He doesn't say much, but when he does say something, it's always boom, man. Just dropping them in there. Hair of the dog. Like we say, Donny, nothing new under the sun, man. Nothing new under the sun. Anywho. Oh, we've got no more pictures. I can't read. Here we go. Let's have a look. Alright, this is pretty crap when you can't see the pictures, but I do have a monument, structure, something weird that we can look at, but something I'm gonna get you to give your thoughts on. There we go. Wraith, nobody, who would want to pay to see that? That's bad. There's some sick puppies out there, isn't there? There's some really sick puppies out there. But how many of you have heard of the Iron Pillar of Delhi? There it is there. Now, we may or may not have covered this on the show before. Doesn't spring to mind. But I find it fascinating. But it doesn't matter what I think. Well, it does, because it's my stream, but I want to know what you people out there think. What do you think this was? And listen, this thing doesn't rust. It's crazy cool, man. Let me just tell you a little bit about it. It says, well, let me just let you, hang on. If we just do this. Right. No. Okay, it says here, on first appearance, it doesn't look much for, it's a 22-foot tall iron pillar, slowly rusting away in the middle of an empty square in Delhi. Okay, it does rust then. Now, the surprise comes in learning its age. It's some 1,600 years old. Much older than one would expect for an iron column, which, judging from other exposed iron, should have turned to a pile of dust long ago. It was this enigma which led some people to include the iron Ashoka pillar in a group of objects known as uparts, or out-of-place artifacts. Oh, uparts. I like it. I like it. These objects are said to be in some way unreasonably futuristic for their time. Oh, I don't know, as if they had come from another place and time. And I think we can take time travel out of the equation, as much as I would love to throw it in there. This is just another example of what, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, what we're looking at here. An antenna, says Donny. Like it. Polly. Hey, brother. Welcome. Welcome to the frequency. We must be really close, man. We must be really close. We must be tuning in. We must be syncing up if you're looking at things independently and getting them. See? Hey! Have we got Luna in here? Luna. Big shout out to you, sister. Huge shout out. Hope you're doing well down there. So what are we thinking? They shot it with a cannon, says Donny. Thinking that's like some ancient railgun, dude. I like it, man. A lightning rod, said Buzzacino. I kind of see it as like almost my idea. No, listen, it's the same as anyone's idea. It's no more or less right or wrong or relevant. I'm thinking maybe some kind of like Tesla tower. Huh? Maybe an antenna for picking up or sending electricity. I don't know. What do you people think? Lightning rod buzz. I think we had that one. Bruce says it has a protective patina. That's really interesting, actually. Very interesting indeed. Now, I'm going to read down here a bit further. Let's see. Can we get that now? More pictures of it. Yep. I mean, it's an impressive looking thing, right? Looks like there's been, I don't know, it looks like it's had heavy wear at the bottom. Heavy wear of what, though? And it's like a crack that's halfway up it. Almost looks like something could have been fed round the bottom of that, right? I don't know. And it's almost as if it's raised as well from what I can see there. What's underneath it? How far down in the ground does it go? So, it says here, some among these out-of-place artifacts have been shown to be outright hoaxes, such as the Koso artifact, a spark plug said to be found embedded in a chunk of rock 500,000 years old. In fact, it was a 1920s champion spark plug which had developed a shell of iron oxide concretion rust around it. Some discoveries have turned out to be a case of misunderstanding or underestimating the technological capabilities of people past, such as the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient mechanical computer from 100 BC, which is known to be both real and previously to its being discovered would have been seen as an anarchism. There you go. So it says here, happily, the Iron Ashoka Pillar of Delhi falls in the second category. Despite being classed with items like the Koso artifact, and though much was made of its 99.99999% iron purity, so pure no one could know how they cast it, in actuality it's only 98% pure, but hey, the internet, it's only a percent, right? Of ancient and lost techniques in metallurgy, and of suggestions it was made with some sort of futuristic or non-earthly metal abounded. In fact, the column is much closer to the Antikythera mechanism. It is a simple example of the exquisite craft and knowledge of the ancient peoples, and it definitely is that. It definitely is that. You know, I love the idea, and I know that the ancient aliens are a thing. But at the same time as well, I think sometimes we don't give humans in the past as much credit as they're due. We look for ways of explaining things that really take the credit away from people at that time. I think we were capable of doing a lot more. Now, where we were taught it, where that information come from, well, now we're getting into our ancient alien stuff, aren't we? But yeah, I think we've risen and fallen, folks. Time and time and time again. It's the cycle, man. 98% pure wrought iron. The column is an absolute testament to the high level of skill achieved by ancient Indian ironsmiths. It would have had to been made using coal-heated furnace to even create a heat hot enough to achieve forge welding, where two pieces or more pieces of metal were hammered together. However, it's avoided corrosion from the rains, the winds, the temperature, and the temperature fluctuations over the last 1600 years. Not through a conscious effort or magical metallurgy technique on the parts of the pillar's creators, but through an accidental formation of a passive protective film. Well, how do they know it was an accident? Oh, that worked, so it must have been an accident. They couldn't have possibly came up with that, right? Weird. I'm not saying it wasn't an accident, but why just jump to that conclusion? Well, they're going to tell us why. This film was created by accident through a complicated combination of a lack of lime in the furnaces used to make the iron pillar, the presence of raw slag, and unreduced iron in the pillar, and the wetting and drying cycles of the weather. So all of that was just randomly came together as opposed to it being perfectly planned out. Well, I know what I'd put my money on, but hey, I'm just Kev. I'm sitting in some crazy flat in Smart City, Glasgow. I'm not even an armchair archaeologist. This is a gaming chair. I'm a gaming chair archaeologist. And I'm not even an archaeologist. I'm a gaming chair pseudo-pretend archeo woo hunter. There we go. There we go. Now I've actually got a title. I like that. I like that. So listen, we've got a couple other things to look at before we head on over and we get our good friend Ben Emlyn Jones. And we're going full woo, folks. And tell us, what do you think in the chat room? I am just one opinion of, well, I think there's over 60 people here right now. Get it in the chat room, folks. Don't be shy. Cue the music. Remember, watch for the window that's open. I can just see people now sitting, pausing that, watching it real slowly, zooming it in, just to see if there is somebody having happy fun time in the window. Would I do that? Would I? Yeah, I came across this today on Twitter as well. You never know what's beneath your feet. This picture, look, I don't know, it's a bit grainy, a bit wishy-washy. I don't know, it might be a Photoshop, right? But the only reason I included it, I don't think it is a Photoshop, but we talk about the layers of history, right? We talk about it. And can you imagine, this is really cool because it's like a cross-section, right? It's like you just cut down into what, 50 feet of ground or whatever. Can you imagine you seen a cross feet of like 1,000 feet? Any layers of history do you think would start to turn up there? I reckon there'd be a few layers that are pretty grim, not much to report on, but then you'd start hitting good layers again, where there was probably technology. And then after that it'd be grim again, but nothing there. And then you'd hit another big layer where there's technology. Telling you, you just never know what's beneath your feet. And don't forget, coming up tonight, we've got Ben Emlyn Jones. And this is where it gets a bit weird, but woo, because we're talking about Luna earlier on, and all the people in Australia dealing with the floods in New South Wales. And not only that going on in the world right now, but Jimmy brought it up on the stream yesterday. He was talking about volcanoes. And if we come over here, it's a live cam of what's going on in Iceland right now. And this is the Geldengadel Littler fra Fragen Yaken Flaken Yakeli volcano. There you go. Will I do it again? It's the Gelden Galagaladar fra Fragradel Sviakalali volcano. According to my non-Icelandic friends, that was pretty good. But look at that. I was reading as well about it throwing up some ash. Some stuff going on. Kevin McCairn, my good friend, Dr. McCairn over in Japan. He had a 7.0 or so rocking him yesterday. Big stuff going on right now, eh? Big stuff going on. What else have I got over here? Let's see. Got a story about this. Iceland's volcano eruption. Onlookers flock to see Mount Far Radalayasla. Blah blah. Yerky Fjerkle Yerkle Durkle. So thousands have flocked to a volcano in Iceland which erupted near the capital of Reykjavik. Lava started to burst through. It looks like a spot, doesn't it? It looks like there was nothing there beforehand and this caldera is just kind of burst through, doesn't it? So it says lava started to burst through a crack in the Mount F on Friday evening. In the first eruption of its kind in more than 800 years. The site was initially blocked off, but from Saturday afternoon, people were allowed to make the trek. It's absolutely breathtaking, Ulver Kari Johansson, very Icelandic sounding name, a 21-year-old engineer told the AFP news agency. It smells pretty grim. Whoa. Jeez Louise. For me, what was surprising was the colours of orange. Much, much deeper than we would expect. And that's because nature beats any Photoshop artist. You can't mix together the colours that nature does, folks. Look at that. Fantastic picture. Great to get a selfie. Now, get the hell out of there. Oh boy. I don't know if I'd be standing too close to that too long. Earth pimple. Yeah, it looked like just... Yeah. We said it was volcano weather. The only volcano I've been to is the one in Hawaii, Lewis says. I find them fascinating. Even as a young kid, I used to love volcanoes and that kind of thing. Icelanders had been bracing themselves for an eruption for several weeks after the island nation recorded more than 50,000 recent earthquakes. Around 300,000 cubic meters of lava have poured out, experts say, but the eruption is deemed to be relatively small and controlled. That's good news, I would imagine. I mean, I'm no expert, obviously, right? But you'd think if it's popped, it's got to relieve some of the pressure, right? Again, it could be totally wrong. It could just be a precursor or something else. I don't know. Really, not my area of expertise. Merely offering witty commentary where it's relevant. Not very relevant for joking about this, though. It says by Monday, the site was blocked again due to the high levels of gas pollution. There was somebody smelling a sulfur, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody was smelling a sulfur. Jimmy Jeans is in the chat room. Yes, or shall we call him Jesse Jeans? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. The old volcano in Edinburgh is smoking. I tell you what, boy. I tell you what. It's almost as if there's a volcano ready to erupt under Holyrood, Rick. And look how happy I am. Look how happy I am. I used to think I was in a silent minority of one. I used to think I was the only man in Scotland that could see through these shower of lunatics. But I'm not. I'm not. It's brilliant. Freedom! Yes, indeedy. So don't worry, folks. Edinburgh, Old Reekie, that volcano is not about to go. Not about to go, folks. Shh, don't say that. What else we got here? Now, Australia, got the floods going on. But there's something else going on as well that I found when I was just, again, looking at the usual websites we go to today. Not even sure whether to go into this because we've got the floods going on down in Australia, and I don't want it to appear as if I'm being absolutely heartless and insensitive and talking about something else. But one thing that is going on, and we won't get too deep into it, is that we've got a plague of mice. Now, Donnie, Luna, I'm glad you're here. Is this something that's commonplace in rural Australia? Do we have big outbreaks of mice? Is it something that you guys are used to over there? I'm asking seriously, guys, because it's New South Wales. Is this because the floods were coming? Have they, like, shifted? Did they know? It says rural farms and towns in New South Wales have been dealing with the worst plague of mice in decades. If you happen to be one of the millions of people around the world who suffers from the irrational fear of mice, it might be best giving a visit to Australia a miss for the time being. Donnie says this is Mother Earth rebooting, and Luna says yes, it happens. Thank you, Luna. Thank you. So again, not out of the ordinary, folks, but it came up on my feed today, and I thought, well, we'll pull it in here. It says videos on local news media have demonstrated the scale of the infestation. Do I really want to watch this? Because this is going to make my skin crawl. Aye, let's do it. Hang on. Hang on, Australian man. Hang on there. Just let me speed you up a little bit. Let me speed you up a little bit. Nah, we're going to get an ad about here. Okay. Let's do that. Let's try that. Boom. We're still going to get an ad. You know it. You know it, troops. You know it.
Bumper crops, everyone should be smiling in the state's central west, but nature can sometimes deliver a gift with a sting in the tail. A mice plague is wiping out paddocks and leaving some businesses at breaking point.
The Whiteley family farm in Warren, 500 kilometres from Sydney, bears the battle scars of some truly tough seasons. Last summer wasn't one of them. Record rains feeding thirsty paddocks, providing a harvest to make up for the hardship. Little did they know their next big problem would be so small.
It's a punishment for the good season we've had. That's just nature's cycle.
A plague of millions of mice right now running rampant across the state's central west, scurrying through streets, chewing through crops, all in a scavenger hunt for food. And
What? Turn that down, it's blowing in the background. The ASMR of a volcano going off in the background, I don't know if that's comforting, soothing, or terrifying. Terrifying. But what's that all about? Sorry folks, I'm into looking at like the carpet moving with mice.
the state's central west, scurrying through streets.
Earth rebooting. I'm starting to think that. I'm starting to think it. I'm honestly starting to think it, Donnie. I think you're right there, son. You're on it. You're on it, man. And this is why they used to have a ton of cats, says ZX. Yes. I hate these mice to pieces. Naysay doesn't like them. Yeah. Okay, Rick, thank you, brother. See, this is what I like. We don't come in here and we don't like bring up these headlines and say, it's a harbinger of the apocalypse. I sometimes bring that up, but you lot bring me back down. We crowdsource the woo, ladies and gentlemen. It's where we sit and analyse the woo. We do it different here on KBS. We even have a laugh with some of it. All going on, folks. All going on. Yeah. Mother is rebooting. Donnie is adamant. I ain't disagreeing with you, Donnie. I just ain't disagreeing with you, my man. Let's see, we're on 9:30. See what else we got kicking about here quickly. What radio messages have we sent to aliens? Is this what Shakespeare really looked like? Did Shakespeare ever exist? Ever looked into that, folks? It's quite an interesting story. I think it might have been somebody else that done the work of William Shakespeare. Might get on there's a guest that talks about that. What on earth's the guy's name? But there's somebody that's wrote books and really studies into that stuff. He might be one to get on, but it says here researchers believe that they have identified the most accurate depiction of the world-famous playwright. So while Shakespeare's literary talents are well known, one aspect of his life that has remained less clear over the years is his physical appearance. Numerous depictions of the man himself exist, ranging from paintings to drawings to sculptures and statues, but they don't all look alike, and historians have long struggled to determine which of them represents the most accurate depiction of him. Yeah, I think was it Francis Bacon? Was it Francis Bacon? I think it was. I think he's one of the candidates for being the person who actually wrote Shakespeare. I've got one quick funny story we're going to take a look at before we head on off today. And I go and get Ben Emlyn Jones. And don't forget, folks, I'm going to be back on the main show. We're not away yet. Don't worry, we're not away yet. I'm going to be coming back. But we're going to be doing the main show with Ben Emlyn Jones. As you know, maybe you've just turned up. Welcome to you. We're going to be jumping on over there in half an hour it starts. Earlier time in the UK of 9 o'clock. That's because American clocks went forward. And this Saturday morning, Sunday night, Sunday morning, we put our clocks forward so everything goes back to normal. But after tonight's show's finished, I'll be on YouTube on the Union of the Unwanted. So we'll take a look at that channel before we go away today as well. I'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. There we go, there we go. So last but not least today, we're going to talk about a man. We're going to talk about a man with special talents, ladies and gentlemen. Interesting looking gentleman right here, yes? Yes? Looking rather dapper there in his t-shirt, looking rather cool. Nice shiny head, look to him. And can you guess what his magical talent is? Can you guess what this guy's magical skill may be? What if I was to tell you he's a farting pastor and he can take all of your ills away? I'm not lying, ladies and gentlemen. It's the smelliest story of the day. Perhaps, maybe he's trying to heal people up in Iceland and that's where the smell of sulfur is coming from. Because the farting pastor is trying to heal people, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Oh, breathe in deep. Oh, the smell of success. Blah. The congregation of a church in South Africa are claiming their pastor sits on people and farts on them as a means of healing and blessing them. Pastor Christ Penelope. Pastor Christ Penelope of Sevenfold Holy Spirit's Ministry in Sayandani village in Guyana, Limpopo, has been accused of farting on his congregants. You stand here accused today of flatulating on your congregation, sir. How do you plead? Not guilty. Photos reportedly show the pastor sitting or standing on top of people with people claiming he breaks wind on them. Now, if I was this man, this gentleman, I mean, look at this man. I trust him implicitly. I don't think there's anything wrong here. And unless anyone can prove, I tell you, with this photographic evidence that this man was flatulating on people, I move to have this case dismissed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on, surely, A, there surely can't be a man that thinks farting on people would cure them, and B, surely there can't be people that thinks a man farting on them is going to help. Aye. One born every minute, ladies and gents. One born every minute. However, the pastor refutes the remarks, and so he should, that have been circulating on social media and wafting around wherever he goes. Having simply said, according to the Daily Sun, I don't fart on people, I heal them, goddammit. So it says here, the outlet reports that people have been flooding to the church in the wake of rumours of Pastor Penelope. Does he look like a Penelope? It wouldn't have been the first name I chose from. However, Pastor Penelope has said the people saying all those things weren't true. They hear of things and believe them. It's the phantom farting ghost in the church. I've heard of this problem before. He's argued that what he does is not by the flesh, but faith, ladies and gentlemen. He farts with faith. How can you not trust that man? Saying that when he sits or stands on people, they do not feel pain, as the Holy Spirit is in charge. An unholy spirit, one of his customers is said to say. Boom, boom. In a Facebook post, he said, "This is to tell the doubters that we did not do it by mistake, and we're not repenting. We're not going to be intimidated, and the body is the church, and the head is Christ, and my bum delivers God's will." I don't think this is going to wash down too well, but hey, you expect me to go and sit on the church? I don't think anyone was expecting you to go and sit on the church, Penelope, but hey, well, I mean, look at that. Whoa, hang on now, hang on. No wonder. He says they can't feel anything. That's because he's suffocating them. Look, right in the ear. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine the decibels in there? Can you? Can you imagine it? Wait till I tell Bill Bean about this. I'll say, Bill, I've got a new technique. All you need to do when you go into a house now is just blow one out, brother. Let's see, look at him. He probably has a diet of beans, cabbage. What else can you say about this? So a 40-year-old woman who said she stopped attending the church said, "That's not what I signed for. I needed prayers, not fart." Who thought they would ever hear that in a story? Who thought that would ever be said? I needed prayers, not fart. Oh, deliver me from the smelly pastor. Many other pastors have condemned what Penelope has reportedly been doing, saying even if he's not farting on people, he shouldn't be sitting on them anyway. Well, doesn't that kind of go? I mean, no, yeah, absolutely. According to the Daily Sun, Pastor Jacob Sibaya from Kagiso said, this is wrong. Nowhere does God say certain people and they will be healed. Pastors should practice what's in the Bible, not what they think is in there. And Bishop Miso Mabunda from Meadowlands also said, there are exactly the deeds the Bible warned us against. Beware pastors bearing smelly arse. It said at the end of the world, there's people who would do things that will shock us. Oh, listen, you look around social media, there's things happening that shock you every day. My advice will be for people to make their way right with the Lord, for the end is near. Lad Bible has reached out to Sevenfold Holy Smoke Spirit Ministries. Oh, the power of the fart, for comment. Oh, dear lordy. I tell you, folks, it's a strange old simulation, innit? But it's great, For every bit of crap that we face, pardon the pun, there's always something that'll leave us smiling at the end of the day. And I hope I've taken away some of the kind of the mundane, crazy boringness of a Monday for you and warmed you up now for Ben Emlyn Jones coming onto the show. And I said I would show you the YouTube channel that I'll hopefully be appearing on later on. Let's see. Let's see, here we are. There it is there, the Union of the Unwanted. I can't even put a clip on because it's just cray-cray. Ryan Gable actually phoned in a couple of weeks ago. That was really good. He was talking about the occult and things. You get a whole host of people on there. Roger Stone's been on there, Sam Tripoli, Charlie. You get the guys from our OBDM, is that the name of it? Our Big Damn Mike? I think that's the name of it. There's a whole host of people. I can't remember all of them. Jason Burmis. They've had a whole host. That's all. What can I say? I'm going to be there. Charlie will be there. And I think we're getting into cryptids. And I promise I'll try not to go the Monster Man, right? So listen, folks, you might need the link, and I've got that for you. Because when we do the Kev Baker Show, we're live on tfrlive.com, the home of the Kev Baker Show. But we also go out on TalkStream Radio, or TalkStream Live. We go out on paranormal radio apps, and we also actually go out in the Discord server. Listen, it's totally free. We hang out in there. It's nothing triggery. We kind of try and leave our politics and religion at the door. There's rooms for things like that if you want to post stuff like that in there. All good in the hood. But it's really literally what this is. It's like a little safe space where you can just go and chill out, goof off, PPP, post gifts, have fun, play music, talk, whatever. It said not all Kev-centric. Nope. ZX in the chat room, he helps to run it. But it's all of you that make it. So if you want to head on over there, there's the link. Have a good day. I'm away now to go and get more tea, get ready for Ben Emlyn Jones, and have a good old laugh. I'm so glad I'm back today. I've missed you lot. I've really missed you lot. And I tell you what, more streams ahead, alright? We're out of here. Hang on, folks, hang on. Now, y'all still there? Y'all still there? Y'all still there for a moment? I think you are. I think you are. Hang on. Luna's sent some pictures in. I just seen that there. Hold on. So this is where Luna is down in Australia right now, folks. Hold on. There we go. This is give you an idea of what Luna's dealing with. This one here, even more so. Wow. Holy shamoly. Luna, keep me in my thoughts. Honestly, you and everyone that was on the Freaky Friday. What a show that was. What a brilliant week that was. Thank you all so much. But all of us, we've had a good laugh. We've had a good joke. Like I said at the beginning, now we've got that good vibe. Let's target some down under, okay? And on that note, I'm out of here. I hope you appreciate the fact that I can't do this without having a laugh. I need to have a laugh these days. You just gotta let it all go, folks. Let it all go, okay? That's how we get through to the next level. I'm out of here.